Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Molly, and today I've been doing several different videos, and I wanted to do one on pollinators and which type of flowers can attract which type of pollinators. Now, I won't cover all of them, obviously, but I just wanted to cover a few that attract different sorts of pollinators to my garden and show you what they are. So let's start with the sweet alyssum. Now, I just did a video on sweet alyssum, but at that time there were no pollinators out. And as you can see, sweet alyssum attracts little tiny hoverflies, little tiny parasitic wasps, all of the smaller little pollinators and beneficial insects. And I hope you can see how many are buzzing around these. They're very highly attractive to these little pollinators. So if you want beneficial insects, choose plants with smaller flower heads, and they will bring in all of the beneficials that eat your bad bugs. Next, let's go for the bigger pollinators. We have this gorgeous big bumblebee who loves my coneflowers. There are times when I find 2 or 3 bumblebees on these coneflowers. Now, bumblebees are a little more native to, there's different bumblebees that are native to different areas, but I think coneflowers are a great way to attract them. As you can see, we have several different kinds of bees on here. We even have some really tiny little bees. I don't know if you can see this guy right here. He's little and he's yellow and he's cute. So coneflowers, if you can see all of the buzzing insects around it, coneflowers are a magnificent way to attract pollinators. Next, let's look at my favorite catmint. Now, the catmint just has all sorts of things buzzing around. We've got little butterflies. We've got different kinds of bumblebees. How cute he is. And I get, if you can see over there, hummingbirds. This hummingbird is, we're switching to hummingbirds really quickly. They absolutely love my agastache over there, but he seems to be loving, and if you can see over here, I don't know if you can see him, but he's at my zinnias right now, and he was looking at my snapdragons. So your annual flowers, look at that. I hope you can see him. He's really cute. Annual flowers and tubular flowers seem to bring in the hummingbirds, and they can also be pollinators. Now back to catmint. Catmint is an excellent way to once again draw in bumblebees, butterflies, and regular honeybees. This is one of my favorite bees that seems to love the catmint. I don't know if you can see him down there. We'll see if I can wait until he comes back out. But he's got this red spot on the back that is just so cute. Now, another way to bring in pollinators, you can see a little honeybee there, is your butterfly bush. And you can see the butterflies. I'm not an expert on butterflies and which one is which, but they are absolutely loving my butterfly bush, as are the honeybees. We also get bumblebees on this. Now, there don't seem to be as many out here now, but there are a few. See this wasp? Wasps can also be pollinators. And this hydrangea, this is a Hydrangea Paniculata, I think it's Strawberry Sundae, was covered in tiny beneficial wasps and larger wasps. Also, some of the butterflies earlier in the year. They don't seem to be on here as much today, but it was covered when these flowers first popped open. Now, another one that I love that doesn't have any pollinators on it yet because they just are starting to open, that is one of my favorite, is Anise Hyssop. This is just a little volunteer that popped up, and I'm going to let it volunteer around the rest of my garden now that I have areas open in my lower garden. So Anise Hyssop brings in tons and tons of honeybees. Herbs are another way to bring in a ton of bees. Hopefully you can see all of the honeybees that are out here near my garden. And there's different kinds of bees out here too. There's so many different varieties. This is winter savory. And I love to have the winter savory because when it blooms, the pollinators really absolutely cannot resist it. As I said, there's many different varieties that show up. Another one that's a must-have in the garden is borage. Borage attracts a ton of pollinators. The bees absolutely love it. And another one, this one is pretty much almost done. But the bees and the beneficial insects love, love, love when I let my herbs and my lettuce go to seed. They're usually swarming these. This one's pretty much gone by. It's about time to take it and put it in my compost pile, spread the seeds around for next year's lettuce. That's the second benefit of letting lettuce go to seed, is you get free lettuce early in the year. Now there's many, many more flowers that you can use to attract pollinators, but I just wanted to end on oregano. This is my drops of Jupiter oregano that started flowering. And as you can see, there's just so many different types of pollinators. There's little hoverflies, beneficial wasps, and honeybees that are on all over it. Now, the one thing that I would be careful of, especially with regular oregano, is don't let it go to seed. I think drops of Jupiter might be sterile, but regular oregano is not sterile, and it will reseed, and just about every seed will sprout, and you'll just have a yard full of oregano, which some people may not mind, but I do mind. So I always am sure to deadhead my oregano before it goes to seed. So this video is definitely not a comprehensive list of plants that bring in beneficials, but it did show you different types. You can have herbs, let them go to seed. Let some of your garden veggies go to seed. Kale is another good one to let go to seed, and it will bring in beneficials. Alyssum, little tiny flowers are great ones for the tiny beneficial insects that you want to bring in. The bigger flowers with the large flat heads, those will bring in larger beneficials. Catmint is a good standby that's a beautiful ornamental and it actually brings in hummingbirds, butterflies, and your honeybees. So there's a lot of different options to bring in beneficials, and I challenge you to go out, and if you don't have any bees in your yard, try planting a couple of the ones that I showcased. Or find other flowers that you love, do a little bit of research, see if the bees love them, and plant them in your yard. Now, if my videos have been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share them with your friends, and go have a wonderful garden adventure.